Now at 9, Trump indictment unsealed. Federal investigators alleging the former president stored documents in multiple rooms at his Mar-a-Lago estate, including the bathroom. Good evening, everyone. I'm Pat Harvey. And tonight, Republicans are flocking to former President Trump's defense after a day of dizzying developments in his historic indictment. Nuclear secrets and military attack plans stuffed away in bathrooms and ballrooms. The special counsel speaking out for the first time and releasing new details. KCAL News political reporter Tom Wade has been going through this indictment. He's here with more.
There is a lot in this indictment, Pat, and we're going to break it down for everybody. So President Trump tonight, though, attacking special counsel Jack Smith, calling him deranged and a thug. The former president is accused of scheming to hide classified documents and releasing some of the nation's top secret plans. It was last August, federal authorities served a search warrant inside Trump's Mar-a-Lago resort home, searching for missing classified documents. We now know at least some of what agents found. Friday, the special counsel released these photos, boxes that prosecutors say contain some of America's most sensitive and classified secrets, stacked inside Mar-a-Lago, some on a stage in a ballroom, more in a storage room, and even here inside a bathroom. Prosecutors say documents were even found in the shower. The pictures were released by the Department of Justice and special counsel Jack Smith, who is leading the case. Smith speaking out about the investigation for the first time on Friday.
Today, an indictment was unsealed, charging Donald J. Trump with felony violations of our national security laws, as well as participating in a conspiracy to obstruct justice.
Some of the documents prosecutors say were marked top secret, off limits to foreign nationals, some relating to nuclear weapons capabilities of the U.S. and its adversaries, as well as sensitive U.S. military planning. Prosecutors say Trump also shared a highly sensitive, quote, plan of attack against Iran to visitors at his golf club in New Jersey, and was recorded on tape admitting it had not been declassified.
Our laws that protect national defense information are critical to the safety and security of the United States, and they must be enforced.
Prosecutors allege Trump suggested one of his attorneys falsely claim all of the documents had been returned, and Trump himself is accused of telling FBI agents all of the material was sent back when it wasn't. Former federal prosecutor Scott Tenley.
When I read the indictment, my mind goes to what is the evidence going to look like? And I think what's amazing is that the special counsel has developed so many different types of evidence. This isn't a case that's just going to be based on testimony. It's going to be based on recordings of Trump, contemporaneous notes of his attorneys, potentially surveillance footage, text messages among the co-conspirators.
Mr. Trump categorically denies the charges and says the investigation is political.
They come after me because now we're leading in the polls again by a lot, against Biden and against the Republicans by a lot.
The former president also lashing out on his social media network, Truth Social, repeating attacks on Hillary Clinton, accusing President Biden of corruption, and sharing posts accusing the Justice Department of being weaponized against him. Republicans are defending Trump as well, including House Speaker Kevin McCarthy.
This is going to disrupt this nation because it goes to the core of equal justice for all, which is not being seen today, and we are not going to stand for it.
This case, along with others where Trump is either being charged or investigated, will likely play a big role in the upcoming presidential election.
The rest of the Republican Party is in a real bind because they don't want Trump to leave the party. They just kind of want him to go away. And that is to say, they don't want him to launch a third-party bid. If he's not in their tent, they know he's going to be in the field, and he's extra motivated now that he has these charges. For him, the person, forget his ego and the need for power, you know, his sort of get out of jail ticket is to postpone this or become president to somehow undo it.
An aide to former President Trump, Walt Nada, a retired Navy veteran, has also been indicted for his role in moving the documents. Trump will make his appearance in Miami federal court on Tuesday. So much here, Pat.
He will make his appearance on Tuesday in front of a judge, Eileen Cannon,
Correct,
who is already involved in this case.
Exactly, and she made, remember, that controversial ruling that allowed a special master to take a look at the documents that were seized. Eventually, that was overturned by the Court of Appeals.
And she was appointed by Trump in 2020 in the district where Mar-a-Lago
Exactly.
resides.
And now that's a good point, and people obviously are already crying foul over this. But she's chosen at random when the district is the court. The court's chosen. She's chosen at random. She didn't pick the case herself. In her confirmation hearing, she did say, "No one's asked me for loyalty." So she was confirmed by the Republican-controlled Senate at the time. But every case obviously is different. We'll see if there's any more controversial rulings or how this plays out. She could even recuse herself, as you pointed out.
I was going to say she could recuse herself, or a higher court could actually do it.
We'll see. We'll see how that all plays out. It's just another element of sort of this weird drama here.
Yeah, and it is that. But again, we know that it is historic. All eyes will be on Tuesday to see what happens.
And don't forget, there's still all those other investigations in Georgia for election interference, the insurrection case, the charges in New York. So.
We have one date, March 24th, for the trial regarding the hush money payments in New York. This next hearing on the Tuesday will be another date possibly that will be set.
Yep.
Wonder if that could be after the election. We just don't know. So many unknowns right now.
Yeah, we'll see how they play that. That might be part of his election strategy. We don't know.
All right. Thanks so much, Tom.
Thanks, Pat.
And stay with KCAL News and KCALnews.com for the latest developments on the indictment of former President Donald Trump.